my inbox suddenly became flooded with questions. I suppose I'll have to take these a little slower now. You guys ask and you ask fast. Whew. Well, let's get some of these answered, though. Dagger Run asks, boxers or briefs? Depends. Nickaspooky asks, if this makes it to one of your videos, I hope I get a good accent. Anyway, what do you think of the FPS craze going nowadays? Well, Nickaspooky, Forest Products Society is certainly making an impact on the world, uniting all wood product enthusiasts under one banner. If you want to know if that table is cedar or pine, there's no people like the FPS. I support those who take care of their wood. Tale of Nobody asks, what is your favorite memory for what you have done with RAR? I don't really play favorites with my videos, but I've enjoyed making most for different reasons. Alright, there was a particular glee I got out of my NC-17 videos because there was just so much to point out. It was like I could never run out of material with that guy. Yeah. Lastly, Magosh asks, any chance Province 10 Episode 2 will see the light of day? Perhaps someday, Magosh. Perhaps someday I'll get down to ripping more sprites and sounds out of games and work on another script for them, but for now, this is all I can give you. It's time for another edition of Masterpaint Theatre. Today, another FictionPress.com entry, and this time I made sure to get something that has more than one chapter out there available, and with a few reviewers already to its name, to make sure that you, the viewer, can actually see the original content without fear of the damn poorly written entry being deleted. I give you Nowhere to Run by Dreams of the Future. The story of fairies, I think? If you can guess what's really going on in this story, more power to you. Without further ado, Nowhere to Run. Okay, I can already tell that there's a huge lack of commas in this thing. So some of these I'm just going to have to read straight through because, well, that's how it's written. Anyway, well, let's introduce a character first.
Hi, I'm Summer.
Summer's end was drawing ever nearer, and a hint of autumn chill had already crept into the air. For the moment a girl sat sleeping peacefully in a great oak. What? But even as slept on fate... Okay... had begun to weave a path for her that would make such peace seem as unlikely as the ancient myths and legends that she dreamt about. As the evening drew on, a slight breeze brushed the girl's bangs away from her eyes, and she woke with a start. What are we... Alright, press start, wake her up. The rough bark scraped against the back of her arm as she bolted upright, eyes moving rapidly in search of danger that was not there.
Are you kidding me?
Once fully awake, she realized the demon had been a nightmare.
What demon? I'm stuck inside a tree.
And chastised herself for being so easily upset.
No. I'm upset for a valid reason. I'm stuck inside a...
She stretched out her arms.
Oh, ha ha, very funny.
And looked at her surroundings.
What surroundings? It's all wood!
For a moment taken by the perfection of the riverside view from her perch.
Wait, what?
The branch was about 7 feet in the air and had grown in such a fashion that she could sit comfortably against the trunk of the tree with little danger of falling if she needed to shift position.
You bastard, I can't even move!
In the waning sunlight, the river sparkled as though it were made of gemstones, and the weather was just cool enough to be comfortable without being so cool that she needed a jacket. See what I mean about commas? Alright, this next sentence is really terribly phrased. There's no comma in there, and as and though don't make sense put together in this context. But here it goes. As she continued to view her surroundings, though she could not shake the feeling that something was dreadfully off.
Well, no shit, Sherlock.
Getting hungry. Yeah, me too. She decided to climb down and get some food.
Oh, finally. Finally, after 12 hours.
That is when it hit her.
Ugh, gross.
She knew what was off, but it seemed impossible.
Are you high?
She had no clue why, how, or even when she had gotten into the tree.
Oh, some story this is. You didn't explain how I got here?
Struggling to remember some detail that might lend itself to explanation, she bit her lip and began to tear up.
I wish I was in a Stephanie Meyer story.
She could not even really remember who she was. Panic was begging to set in, and she lay up against the trunk, hoping to gain some composure before attempting to make the climb down.
I need to get out of the story. I need to get out of the story.
Oh, dear God. The next paragraph is a jumble of terrible grammar and lack of commas. As she braced herself against the tree, she began to notice the people that were coming in twos and threes and placing what looked like floating candles on the river. The people near the river increased steadily for the next few minutes, and soon the growing group began to turn toward one man who seemed to be standing on some sort of raised platform a few feet away. As he spoke, the word preacher flashed in her mind.
Man, that's the last time I take psychoactive drugs.
And she figured it described his actions well enough. She began to gently rub and examine her injured arm, though it did not seem bleeding, and for the first time she noticed that she was wearing a thin beaded bracelet. Completely absorbed in removing dirt from the beads so that she could not read them. Finally, a comma! The girl did not notice the two people who had looked in the tree closely enough to see her. Her heart pounded as she read the now mostly dirt-free beads. Amy! The bead spelled Amy! That had to be her name, so why didn't she recognize it?
Actually, my name is Bertha, thank you very much.
Before panic could overtake her again, she heard a curious female voice from the base of the tree.
What are you doing up there? The ceremony is starting. You can't be up there if you hope to be able to hear Dad's speech for Remembrance Day.
Dreams of the future, huh? Well, if this is the future of writing, I imagine this is going to be your audience, kid.
And what about the nuclear reactor in Florida? It's broken, leaking, or something's happening.
I thought it was in Georgia.
Georgia's in Florida, dumbass.
Hey.
Once more, someone who puts no thought whatsoever into exactly what it is they write. You're a dime a dozen, Dreamy. Not only is your story nonsensical, unclear, and boring so far, you have all the grammatical prowess of a stoned irate gamer to boot. You may not want to burn your bridges at Walmart just yet, kiddo. You'd be surprised at how much you'll appreciate cart pushing when you're wearing a blue uniform rather than, well, this. Till next time, dear viewer, read more books, damn it.
In the rain or in the snow.
In the rain or in the snow.
Got the funky flow.
Got the funky flow.
All you ever need is to be nice and friendly.